can you start generating more leads and sales super quickly via your website and landing pages? Well, on LinkedIn, that's what 2 different lead gen businesses asked me when I put out the call to see if there was anybody who wanted an unfiltered CRO teardown on their core conversion assets. So today I'm going to be showing you some universal truths that you can start using on your lead gen site today. Alrighty team, let's get straight into it. And as always with the CRO audits, I am using Punchlist. Punchlist is an awesome feedback tool that takes the nightmare out of the feedback process for project managers. It's awesome for agencies. It's one of our clients and we've adopted it into our tech platform because instead of having feedback in emails, in documents, in spreadsheets, via carrier pigeon, whatever it is, now all of our feedback is in one spot, and we can even integrate it with our ClickUp so that we can simply have all of the tasks feeding into ClickUp and we don't lose anything ever again, and it's totally streamlined our feedback process. I've left a link in our description if you want to check it out. But for today, we're going to be focusing on lead generation. You'll notice that last week's videos was everything e-commerce. Today is lead gen, and these are from people who gave up their websites ready for me to hook into today. So let's get stuck straight in. Okay, so first off, we have Conditsis Lawyers, and I might have pronounced that wrong, but that seems to be a trend in these videos now. So team, thank you for sending this through. I'm very excited to give some feedback. I know the link that you sent me was your homepage, but we'll all remember that a homepage is simply your directory for us to direct traffic to. But where do we want people to end up? So for our homepage, it looks good. It looks like it's sending people to where it needs to go. You know, you could think about the hierarchy of information, and there's a couple of things you can do with your headline. It's great to have the specificity and your localization, but you could get more granular on the outcome potentially. It's great to have where you're from. And then just thinking like, get help now, or what are we really offering and how can we remove the friction of the click? Is it get help now and chat with a fully qualified lawyer for free? So I think a lot of the things in a service industry, people get worried that they're going to have to pay for a consultation or they're going to have to get caught out. And further down, you have this awesome thing where it says first consultation free, but you're assuming that someone's going to scroll all the way down to here. I betcha if we looked at this and I could see your scroll map, the scroll might end about here. Maybe 50 or 60% go about here and about 20, 30% even make it down here. So you're hiding your juicy stuff down the bottom. That can be brought to the top. So that's your homepage. I won't go into it too much because really what we want to be focusing on is what we would say is your landing pages. And so it's great because you do have a separate page for each of the products or services that you offer, as everybody should. However, let's get into that now. So our landing page or our sales page or our offer page is our digital salesperson. Now you have to remember, what are they selling? Your digital salesperson is selling the call. It's basically your appointment booker. You're trying to get people on the phone to talk with maybe it's your lawyers, I'm assuming so, to have their first consultation for free. So that's what we're trying to do on this page. Now, at a first glance, you're like, yes, it has stuff on here and I'm really vibing this. I think that's great that you have that. I do think it's hidden. The very first thing when I look at this page is there's so many calls to actions. And the call to action on your site is denoted by this bluey color, aqua color, which is awesome. But with our call to actions, there's something called the isolation effect. So we do want, wherever the call to action is, we want it to be in that one color where possible as a general rule. So we're actually using this color as our accent color and our call to action color. And now normally for a CRO audit, I wouldn't start on call to action color because I think people get really hung up on call to action color as a split test and it's a bit funny. But the first thing on this page, this is blue, this is blue, this is blue. I don't know where to look. So that's the first sort of thing that you could be thinking about. Now, when we start looking at the hierarchy of the page and moving down the page, this is your headline and it just says domestic violence lawyers. Okay, and so when we're looking at this page, now remembering that we know it's our sales person or our appointment setter, and now we're going to think of it from the target market's point of view. So what? Who cares? What's in it for me? Domestic violence lawyers. who do what. So you could easily change this headline to be what we do and how it benefits you. You could have a little subhead, which we're going to get into in a second, because that's going to have to do with your offer, and then a call to action that makes sense. So you have all these call to actions: get help now, book an appointment, call. There's just a lot going on. So you want to have a clear call to action with congruent and consistent messaging on the page. Now, the big thing that this page is missing is, what is the offer? So the offer is really the first consultation free, and that's awesome. I wonder, for this particular service, is there any friction? I've worked with a lot of lawyers. I've worked in both family law and like workplace cover law. And I know that in some of these cases, especially for a lot of the criminal and family law, there can be, maybe they're still in the home, or it can be hard to make time, or a little bit scary. And so we really need to think of it from the target market's point of view. When they're on this page, what do they want to see, and how are we going to make them feel more at ease and like they can trust us? People are going to do business with businesses or people that they know, like, and trust. So just thinking like, how can we start to build that trust here? So there's the headline, we're going to build the offer. But first of all, because marketing is just inputs and outputs, the target market, in their own words, what is the problem that you're going to solve to them? And this, because I've chosen domestic violence as, I know you've got them all down, but this is going to be holistic feedback for all of your landing pages that you can go and take away. And I would just start to update your core money pages first. Is, how do the target market say in their words, what's their problem? What's their hopes? What's their dreams? What's their fears? That's missing. So this information here it's really like information. It's just facts. And it doesn't really speak the target market and if someone's going through this, the state that they're in and what they're experiencing and how they feel. And good copy should like resonate with them and show that you empathize and show that you understand the problem better than anybody else can, and that you can be the vehicle to get them to their desired after state. So that's not really going to resonate with anybody. It's a little bit just facts. And if we think of it, if the person coming here wants to book an appointment, I don't know if they really need to read this. I think they want to read that you understand them and that you can help to solve their problem. So what we want to do is, you can use a system called PASS, problem, agitate, solve. So you just show that you resonate with the problem in their words. Please try not to do any legal jargon. You can agitate it somewhat, maybe with some sensitive topics you wouldn't want to, and then solve it. Show how you can help them. So that's understanding the target market. Then from this site, it's really missing why you, as your firm, why should I trust you with this? This is going to be very important to me, the outcome of this case, and you have nothing on here that proves that I should trust you with basically what's probably going to be a pretty big part of my life. And that's for any of these. So whether you've got social proof, awards, there's lots of other ways that you can show proof, but that's what's really missing from this page is why should I trust you at all? So once you've got that and you figure out your positioning and why you're the best, then you can start to layer in some irrefutable third-party proof. And then we can get to the fun part, creating your golden hippo offer. So this is what they're actually getting. So it's great that you already have this first consultation free, but so what? Who cares? What's in it for me? What am I going to get out of this, whether we go ahead or not? What if you're not the right fit? What sort of value are you going to give to me? And I'm sure on these calls, you probably give a lot of value that you might consider value. Like, yeah, of course we talk about that. But the target market doesn't know that. They don't know all these things. You have this curse of knowledge where you just understand so much about the realm of possibilities and what you do, and you're a subject matter expert, but the target market has no idea. This is like their first time. So you want to figure out, okay, what are some of their problems, list their problems or list their gain points or what they want to achieve, and then show them, even if it's just adding 3 to 4 super simple bullets. Hey, on this call, whether you go ahead with us or not, we're going to show you, you're going to come off this call better than what you came in, and we're going to give you this valuable information. Plus, at the end of the call, you're going to get this tangible checklist, or you're going to get this thing that's going to help you on your journey. It's going to help you whatever you're trying to achieve. So that's how you can start to pad out that offer in a very quick way, a quick and dirty way for creating an offer, because it does take time. So next we've got the image. All imagery should earn its spot on the page and be complementary to copy. Important real estate, and especially because it's so far up above the fold. And maybe this image is quite confronting, maybe it's triggering. Why not show a smiling lawyer, or say like, here's our team, meet our team, or meet the lawyer that you're going to chat to for free, and start to build that relationship, and maybe not have this image. This image, okay, makes sense maybe if you had like if this was an information page for a psychologist or whatever, but that's not the target market coming here. The target market coming here is probably experiencing the domestic violence, and that would be a very confronting image to see. And then finally, I would remove this. There's no need to have this. We've got them here. This is our salesperson. All we want them to do now is click on the call to action and to take up our offer. So team, that is what you could do on your landing pages to start increasing your conversions. Please let me know if you do use any of these, and let's get into audit number 2. So in the spirit of pronouncing things wrong, Vaco, I've realized like maybe over 2 years I've just not spoken to anybody, and I just don't know how to pronounce words anymore. I apologize, everybody. Hopefully you're getting really good value for the people that submitted for the CRO audit. Okay, so it looks like you guys do recruitment and then other things like managed services. So a lot of that other feedback is relevant for you, but what can we do to your page just to start improving conversions? Well, the very first thing, and this is just for anybody watching, your headline. As David Ogilvy said, 80 cents of every dollar is spent on the headline. The headline needs to be congruent, and it needs to show what's uniquely you, or it needs to show the offer. Depends on the conversation someone's having in their brain when they land here, but the headline needs to show this. And I bet my darndest that if you changed this slab of text into bullets and showed what was in it for me, this page would convert better. Because again, this page is your online salesperson. So I land here and I'm like, okay, yeah, like I need to hire some tech people, I guess. And then it's like, what do you want me to do? And so you've got a video there of a guy, but it's probably not that inviting to watch. You could change that thumbnail. I'm a big advocate of changing video thumbnails to increase play. But it's not super obvious what you're going to do for me. And so I have similar feedback on the 2 pages I looked at, but this contact us, it stinks like a sales call, and it smells like I'm going to be sold to. And also, you're kind of asking me to do something. Like that's not going to really motivate me out of my inertia to contact you. And so what do I get out of it? Why should I go out of my way to contact you? There's 10 other recruiters or managed IT services on the internet that are going to give me X, Y, Z and not make me talk to anybody, or I don't have to work to find out the information that I want to find out. So that's something to do as well. So going back to the headline, how to make that stronger? How could we physically do that? So what if it said, we place the world's best tech talent in your company in under 32 days guaranteed? That's going to get me intrigued and to keep reading your page and to see what you're doing versus global technology talent solutions. A little bit more ambiguous, maybe a little bit more generic. I've also worked in recruitment and managed IT, so I know that a lot of people kind of say the same stuffs. So we'll assume that this is somewhat just a page to get people onto other pages. And let's get into what's your landing page, so your salesperson. Similar feedback though. So with the copy on this page, it's very much this me marketing, as in you're like, we're so great, look at us, how awesome are we? But as the target market, and remember, this page is for your target market, not for you, your website should fulfill your business objectives, but it's only going to do that by serving your niche or serving your target market better. So when I come here as your target market, I think, well, what's in it for me? What does comprehensive managed technology services even mean? And this page doesn't show me what problem you're going to solve for me, how you're going to make my life better. Just remembering, businesses exist to solve problems. None of us sell a service or a product. We merely sell entry into desired after state. So right now, and I know because I've worked in IT services, people are frustrated about something. That's their crappy before state. You are a vehicle and one of many to take them into a desired after state. And you need to show them why they should jump in your vehicle over all of the others to get them there. And we're missing that from this page. So it's not even, I wouldn't quite call it like a strong lead generation page. It's more of just a presence. And it needs to be a lead generation page. And again, if this is your appointment setter, Would you trust this person to go out and be booking you high quality leads? I would not. So that's what we need to focus on. And the same as the last video where you need to be focusing on the offer and doing these things. That's what's missing. Even just having a call to action above the fold. Because if we slip into mobile, look at all that juicy scroll depth you start to create before I get into any of the information that I want to know. So above the fold, your most important real estate, having a stronger offer, having a stronger headline, having these in bullets, having a call to action, showing what's uniquely you, having stronger positioning, and having an offer that makes me want to break out of my inertia and actually talk to you, because no one really wants to talk to anyone that much. Alternatively, what I've done in the managed IT space is we've splintered out the service. But they might be having an issue with, I don't know, something, and you can come in and solve a little issue for free. How can you start that conversation and start talking to them for free? For example, Joe Polish, who runs the I Love Marketing podcast, he used to run a carpet cleaning business. And so most carpet cleaners would be like, free quote, free quote, free quote. Boring. No one wants that. But what he started to do was, I'll give you a room for free. I'll come and do a room for free, and not just a little patch where it's like you can blatantly, okay, well, yeah, thanks, I need to pay to do the rest of the carpet now. He would do the whole room for free. So what's your version of that? How can you splinter off what you do and start a conversation in a less aggressive or shitty way for the target market? How can you make it better for them? Is there something small you can solve that starts a conversation and helps them to get value and see you as a trusted advisor? That's what I would be looking for in this space. It also helps you to stand out from the noise because everyone's saying the same boring stuff in this space. This is a beautiful space ripe for disruption. That's that. Now we've got the image. It's always good to have smiling people on the page, especially above the fold. But for any image, challenge yourself. Does this complement what we're talking about? Does this show what we're trying to get across? And does it earn its spot on the page? Because it's just four people talking, and actually a lot of their faces are skewed, and it's a very busy background. So that's what I would be thinking about. Then you need to be very critical of what you've got, but it's, okay, well, this is quite generic and it means nothing. What problem do you solve for me? So you need to have your subhead showing what problems you solve for me. This is all about you guys and nothing about me. And finally, if you're going to have something that says this is just feedback for everybody, but you need to prove it. Unparalleled global support. That's a big statement. Prove it. You need third-party irrefutable proof. You can't just say that you're the best at something and not prove it. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching today. Another CRO teardown. Today it was on lead gen. Do you have a website or a landing page that you want me to check out? Leave it in the comments below. Do you have anything that you would add or you would change to these pages? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, team, please like, subscribe, send this video to a friend if you found it useful, and I'll see you next week for the next video. Thank you.